Welcome back, everybody. I'm Lars and this is KSP SciTech, and we are launching a new thing today, and this is the power station that we are going to put in orbit around Eve. So we have some antimatter collection stuff here, so we can refuel some like if we actually get to put some stuff out there that uses the antimatter engine, we can refuel it at this place. Both on the deuterium stuff and the antimatter itself. Also, this thing should be able to beam like 3 gigawatts of power, and that is combined with the 3 gigawatts we are able to provide to the network from the commander ship that we had a look at the other episode, or in the other day in the last episode. So this thing is very capable. It has a ton of delta V. No worries. We are going to get this thing to Eve without any issues. And it's also able to this transfer stage is able to get some power from the network as well, which is very good. So this thing should basically, together with the command craft, it should be enough to do, well, anything really on Eve. And yeah, that is excellent, really. I considered adding some relays attached out here instead of this stuff, or just on some separators, so we can set up a proper network out there. But I think having this and the commander plus a couple of relays that we will ship with the commander, that should be enough. Now, the commander you saw in the last episode, of course, is not a finished thing, so I'm still working on outfitting that with all the things we need, really. This thing is barely able to lift off, but it is good enough. 1.3 as a thrust to weight ratio is good enough to get into orbit, though we will have to, of course, do something pretty conservative when it comes to the gravity turn, and we have to keep time to apps pretty high, so we know that we have time to circularize this thing. As you can see here, we are utilizing 40% of the total power this thing can actually produce, because these engines are capped, of course, at 1.25 gigawatts, which is a good thing. It's a very good thing. It basically means you can run these off pretty small reactors if we so choose, or we can make a beefier version, just scale it up, which I might do on the commander. I haven't decided 100% yet, but a bigger version of this would allow us to actually ship more fuel over there without using that much more, so that would be good. And of course, a more capable craft is always a good thing. So I've let this thing orbit for a couple of days. It's in transmit mode. Of course, we're not going to fire it up towards Eve just yet, because we're still, let's see, hey, go away. We're still like 42 days away from this. So, and that is fine, of course. I just wanted to verify that we are actually going to end up at some sort of sweet spot when it comes to the waste heat. And it seems to just stop at this point. My guess is that when something actually uses this, it might reduce the amount there. So this is fine. We are losing some deuterium, but this thing should last for months, and we could refuel it. That's the thing. We just send one craft with 10 of these, and then we're good. So this is a great success, and I think it's time to work some more on the commander ship. So I made a thing here. This is the Curb Gen Mark 5. So we have had like 4 Mark 3s out there for quite a while. This thing is able to supply 10 gigawatts, but our current network of 4 of them is actually able to just, well, we have 3 of them, I think. Yeah, 3 of them. 1 out there and 2 out here. Quite far away, because we don't want them to interfere with any planes trying to land, something we want to launch, all that stuff. But yeah, so 2 of these guys should almost double our current beam power supply from Kerbin, which of course is crazy. I might even fire up one of these guys into orbit just to, you know, have something there. But yeah, so this thing is just, it is insane. This is quite glitchy. The fact that it shows that you have more than there's really space for in here. But it's the second number that's actually lying. So it's no problem. I tried like just speed up time for 10 days or something, and then it started going down from this number. So I'm pretty sure it will be fine. If not, we'll just refuel it, just simply. But I'm going to replace the two over there with this thing, and then the one over there with another one of these. So the MK4 never really happened. I still have it, but I never deployed it because it wasn't really that much better than the MK3, and it was more expensive. This thing cost 300,000, and so does these guys, like one of them. So we will actually save some money on all this. And yeah, I think I'll just have to place a couple of these guys and recover the other things out here. We should see marked boost of what we're actually able to pull with our normal beam power engines. So as you can see, these existing ones are quite a lot more complex than this thing. This is just 2 generators and 1 of these fusion reactors. These guys are just a bunch. I think there's, on each of them, there's 6 of the normal, like old style reactors and 6 generators, which this is just not efficient, and it's very costly. So let's do this. You can just hang out here, and let's see. Yeah, just radiate some extra heat. I don't think we'll need it that much, but it's going to be fine. And activate the transmitter. And that's 10.3 gigawatts or something. Yeah, 10.259. Okay, so we'll just skip into the other ones. And then I guess we can just recover this and see how much we get back. So we deployed 300,000 worth of hardware right now. I think you get some more back if you actually push them back to the launch pad, but I don't think that it's really going to matter that much. We're still going to get a ton of stuff back. Yeah, we get 200,000. No, we actually get almost, 250,000 back. So that is, 97.8. We might push that to 99 point something, but still, it's not really that much. So I guess it's really not worth it. As you can see here from one of the old ones, these guys give 5.5 gigawatts each, which of course is good. Some is lost through the atmosphere, but one of these guys is able to replace 2 of these old guys. And so I think I recovered the 2 other ones down at the shore here. Then I'm going to drive 1 of them at least out here. And then we would have say they would originally do 15 together. Now we would have 20. So I might do 2 of them actually, because they're not that much expensive. But we will try 1 first because our need for beam power over here is not that great anymore, as we have the new engine. But it's still good to have because we are going to rely on beam power on this from like the smaller engines or the smaller crafts. So I guess that is good. And this thing, it takes, when you actually drive over to one of these things, they take I think 15 seconds each of these crafts to load, because they're quite complex. And this reactor for some reason is very retrofit. What does that do? Tritium breeding. Gas core reactor. Did that change anything? No, not really. I still think these guys aren't able to really generate that much anyway. So that didn't change anything. One of the problems with these guys as well was that we had to move them quite far away. I'm still going to do that, but I had 3 of these guys at the KSC, and every time I tried to launch something, I had to wait like a minute extra just to load these guys. And every time I tried flying something back here, it just stopped over the KSC, and now that won't be a problem because we moved them both far away from the KSC, but also far away from the where we would actually approach when we land here. So this will be good. So after replacing the old one here with the thing that's, you know, this is northwest of reducing power requirement. Okay. I think it's less efficient right now because it's not able to actually keep its core temperature up. But we are still, you know, we could still run more of these electric generators off it, I think. Current power. Max power 5. Yeah, but that's because of the efficiency, of course. This is still fine, I think. Current power 2 point something. We're still just... are we just putting out 5 with this? Oh, I think this thing might need a redesign. Let's see. Net power minus 5. Maybe it's because of this. Now power demand is 20 kilowatts. That's fine. Current supply is 5. That is quite weird, really. I think we'll have to test this thing a bit more. I could actually just set up something over here just to test how much do we actually get from this thing. We have something in orbit as well. Even though we would still get the same amount we got from the old one. Yeah, okay, so current supply is then reducing when the thermal power is being reduced. I might have to do some more testing. Okay, I ended up going a bit of a different route with this thing. Route, whatever. So, I figured out that bigger but fewer reactors, that actually ends up being cheaper. So we were paying 700,000 for one of these doubles at the 2.5 size. This is the 3.75 size, which looks awful, of course, but I don't care anymore. And oh yeah, and this thing actually transmits 12, and it costs 700. So this is marginally cheaper, and I think I'll just have to eat the cost of 2 of these guys. I'll recover the other one and send one of these guys out there. And that should give us like 24 of being power instead of the 15 we got, which I guess is good enough, even though we had to pay some more. It's still more cost efficient than having the 3 MK3s out here. So, it's progress, though it isn't as revolutionary that I had hoped. Alright guys, it is finally time now. We are going to send this thing into decent orbit. We have outfitted it with all the science stuff. There's, as you can see here, there's even research lab, lots and lots of this stuff. I will actually want to start the purifier and the other stuff right away. Yes, no space, I know. Just make sure that it's actually enabled. We have the cargo bay doors here. So this is the lander for Eve. We might send one of those SSTO type planes as well. But this was kind of hard to design. We needed enough oomph to actually get there. I think it has like 15,000 meters a second, which should be enough to land and get back up. It has parachutes as well. This thing should be capable of most things, really. Lots of science equipment, lots of goodies. We have in here, we have one of those smaller telescopes. Oh, come on. And everything is just horribly laggy. Yeah, this is the telescope. And yeah, I think we're ready to launch. So we'll do this. We will fire up the engines, and it's going to just barely be able to take off. But that is fine. It is not designed for launch. That's just a happy coincidence that it's actually able to launch from Kerbin. It is designed for, you know, what do you call it? Interplanetary long-term travel. So we have, let's see, we have 8 guys in here, enough to do everything really. You can send 2 guys down on Eve, still have 2 in the research lab, and still have 4 guys left, 3 to man this and 1 to just hang out somewhere. And we have, as you can see here, we have like 1800 days of food, and we should have as much of the water as we ever need. You can see the water thing, and the oxygen is not really it is actually not really being used at all, because we have the purifier. So yeah, this thing is awesome, and we're going to keep it in orbit for 42 days before we do the burn. Basically, or mostly because we want to test this thing and make sure that it can actually survive out there long term, and that we haven't forgotten anything. We can like latch on a couple of extra things here as well if we want to, but I'm not sure that we will actually need it. Oh, this took so long. Holy crap! It's been almost 8 minutes, and you can see the seconds there. They're actually not that slow, but man, this took so long. I want to go out to, let's say we go out to 500, no, 400. 400 is probably good. I want to go into a pretty high orbit here. This is going to be, we're not going up and actually visiting this thing, well, for quite a while. I'm a bit scared about the waste heat though, but I hope it will hit some sort of equilibrium at some point. So let's just head out there, and 10 minutes. How this is easy to turn. It's not bad. It is actually not bad. Huh. You would think this thing would be very, very, very slow, but it's not that bad. Let's turn around. Just have a look at Kerbin below us. There you are. Hello, Kerbin. Just keep warping. 7. Yeah, and this is where we do our burn. Okay. Let's get back out. It's nighttime, of course. It's always nighttime somewhere. Sorta. Oh, come on. Do the burn. As you can see, this thing is just, it's not quick, but it is enough for now. You know, it does the trick. It gets the job done. Just burn down a bit just to try to make it a bit more circular. Yes. There are sounds in the English language that we just don't have. So whenever I try to say certain things, it just comes out very weird. Okay. Fold 20. So I think I have to, almost at periapse now, I think I have to boost up to get the last push here. Well, maybe straight up, I believe. Yeah. Like this. No, that's worse. It's too much. Huh. Oh yeah, I'll have to fix that. Well, this is a decent enough orbit. I don't think that's going to be a problem, really. So, this thing is in orbit. We have all the things. So there's one thing I need to test before we actually go anywhere. Do I want to test it here? I kind of feel like I should release this thing just to make sure we can nudge it out of here, but I'm like 99% sure that we should be able to, because it actually clears the thing here. Look at this, just so full of all the things. I think we're going to be fine. I'm pretty sure we're going to be fine. All these instruments are doing their job. We have scanners, we have all the things. Oh. Log. We can close these guys. Yeah, no signs to be had here. Well, that was as expected, of course. I think I'm just going to time warp to our burn, and then we'll send this sucker on its way. And we are officially on our way to Eve. We are doing this 7 days early, but it shouldn't matter too much. Okay. Well, we will have to do another thing here, though. So I think I want to just boost us out of Kerbin's SOI first, just so it recalculates some stuff. It shouldn't be necessary, but I always feel more... I always end up feeling much more confident when I do that. So 5 days still. I want to make sure that we have a couple of days, because we want to send a couple more things to Eve while we have the transfer window open. So, let's see, you here, and I had to, let's see, first of all we want to fix our inclination. Okay, so that gives us thing here, sending node. It's still have to trim it a bit just to make sure that we are as like on the target as much as possible. Okay, and as you can see here, we need to do some more stuff as well. We need to start braking. Basically, we are going to do a very aggressive braking thing here, which we had to, you know, we would have to actually do that kind of braking anyway. So 44, let's see if we can trim this down a tiny bit. 36, 33, yeah, and we're still going a tiny bit high up here. We should get like under 30 if we do that. 32. I think that's good enough for this burn here. So, but that is in 105 days. I will probably just launch a couple of extra payloads to towards Eve between this episode and the next. So, well, I'll see you guys next time.